Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today I'm going to make a fairly simple but straightforward Christmas card. This whole week's going to be Christmas. Other than some coloring, it's not going to take a whole lot of work. I am making a half-fronted card today, so that my cardstock measures 7.5 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 2.5 inch mark and fold it over and crease it with my bone folder. And now I need a piece of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 white. That's going to go right in the center, and I'm going to glue that down now so that is over and done with. And of course, there we go. All right, and now it's just going to go like that. Let's slide it up some before it adheres so it's not crooked. And then that's going to fold over. Now, I've cut out some matching blue. I cut out 2. And I am using the Hero Arts Infinity Nested Circle dies. This is the 4 1/4 inch circle. I'm going to be using the 4-inch circle as soon as I'm done coloring. All right, I'm going to start with stamping, because I have this arrow banner die. It's a stitched die. I don't know what company this is from, but I cut that out 3 times. This is about 1.5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. All right, let me get my stamping platform. And I'm going to stamp a simple Merry Christmas. And I have this Merry Christmas that I just love that sentiment from. This is one of my older dies. As you can see, it's kind of blue stained when I was using Stays-On inks. I believe this came with the owl sets from Darcie's Heart and Home. And I want to stamp one of these with Merry Christmas. I'll put it down in the corner just because. So I'm going to get that stamping out of the way. And I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne. And that was perfect on the first go. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. Pardon me. Clean off my stamp. And I'll put that back in here. It's just kind of I love script fonts and ones that are mixed together. Now for my main image, that's where I need this other 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. You really don't need that big because I'm going to die cut out. But I'm using the Snowman stamp, and all of the stamps on this page are from Northwoods rubber stamps. This set is number 230, Snowy Spruce Forest and Snowman and Forest Friends. So this is what I'm going to stamp and color and then cut out. All right, so I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair because I'm going to be coloring this with alcohol ink markers. I don't want to use my dye inks because the alcohol inks would smear, and I've got a big old smush of ink up here I want to get off. All right, and this may take a couple stamps to get it through, otherwise it may just go the first time. And it went the first time. I don't need to re-ink that. That's wonderful. And just clean that stamp off. And that would make a great card front just on its own. If you just had a full card, and then that would be wonderful just as it is. And I might do that one later today. But for now, I want to get this card out of my head that I have in it. Okay. All right. Now I need to color. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these and glue them together. My sentiment strips. Just 2, because one's going to go on the back, on the inside of the card. And I'm just going to set a little glass block on the points to hold that glue down. All right, now to get out my alcohol inks, and I've got quite a few here that I've picked out to go with this card. Now, this snowman seems to be wearing a jacket. So I want to do blue. I'm going to go B672 Vienna blue, which is a lighter blue. And I'm going to color his jacket in that. And pardon me while I stop talking while I color around these small objects. It may not seem to you like he's wearing a jacket, but this is my snowman, and he's going to be wearing a jacket. You can take any stamped image, make it your own. You decide. I love Northwoods rubber stamps. They're just so detailed and beautiful. And it's easily tell once you take them off, because they usually have like GinaK. She's one of their artists, and her name's usually found on the bottom of the stamp. Though sometimes and often that gets die cut out for me. But I know where the stamp came from. It just depends on how I am going to edit the image when I'm done. Okay, and I'm also going to use the same blue on his hat. And then I'm just going to do a little shadowing with B878 Ultramarine. Just going to go like on the edges of the hats. Kind of where the stamp already had darker impressions. Now, there weren't any on the jacket, so I'm just going to kind of outline it to create a little depth and dimension. All right. And you probably can't see that on camera very well, but it is there. Now, for his hat, scarf, and gloves, I'm going kind of like off the wall. I'm choosing G190 Horizon Green, which is kind of like a light teal. And my brain's telling me that these colors go together nicely. And I'm also going to do his gloves in the same color. And you got a little bit sticking out on the edge of the bird there. Now, I didn't pick a color for the shadowing on this one. So what I'm going to do is go back over a couple of times in the shadows. When you're doing alcohol inks, if you go multiple times over one spot, it deepens and darkens the color. So you don't have to have 50 million of one color. You just make it darker. Now, I'm going to do his nose. And I'm going to use YR687 Tuscan Orange for his little carrot nose. And that's the only thing that's going to be that color. And to get another one off, there's a cardinal over here, and I have chosen R865 Geranium. I would normally use tomato, but that's a really bright red, and I want this to be kind of darker. And you know what? I'm going to take his beak, and I'm going to put a little bit of that Tuscan Orange on it. I know there. That just filled it in nicely, and you really can't see that it's orange. Now, for the hat, I've chosen GG090 green gray for the hat, which is a lighter color. So it gives it the impression of being black, but it's not really black. Because I'm going to add highlights with a different color. As if I did this in black, it would hide all of the detailed lines that the stamp had in it. And I don't want that to happen. Okay, now I'm going to go with CG130 neutral gray, which is a darker, and we're getting to the black category. And I'm just going to go some shadows, just kind of following the lines that were on the stamped image, just giving a little detail. Now for my birds, I'm going to use, what do I want to use? It's one of these lighter ones. Okay. Let's see. Okay. For my bunny ears, I picked this one up. This is what I want for my bunny ears. E191 cream color. Just do a little bit on the inside of his ear and the bunny's nose. Okay. There's the one I want. E288 Hazelnut are going to be the birds. And I'm just going to go over like the wing portion to darken it up. And all the little birds are going to be brown except for that cardinal, which I already colored. Okay, now the bunny, I'm going to also use this for shading on Snowman. BG038 Cool Gray. And I'm going to do the bunny in that. It's a very light gray, and it's going to make it look white. And I'm going to do the same color for his cuffs. And now I'm just going to go along the snowman's head just to create some shading and some shadowing. And then across his belly. And then down his side. I'm getting more risk-taking when it comes to coloring. And then I'm going to use the same to highlight the snowbanks, kind of like I did on my card yesterday. And then we've only got 3 colors left. So for the deer, I've chosen kind of a yellow-brown, E447 Morin, M-O-R-I-N. Oh, and I see there's a piece of his scarf that I did not catch from before. There we go. Not much coloring left here. Now I'm going to use the fatter end. And I'm going to go over it a couple of times to increase the color. All right. Okay, I got the squirrels left. So I have E367 Caramel, and I'm going to go over the whole squirrel with the caramel. And then I'm going to come back in with E557 Raw Umber, which is a darker shade, and just going to highlight the parts that were already highlighted on the stamp. That's one nice thing about these Northwoods stamps, is they're so detailed you can just follow their already done images for you. Okay, done coloring. Now I get to cut this out. So where did I put my plates? Oh, right there they are. Now I'm going to use the 4-inch circle from Infinity Designs. Let's see if I got the right one here. I got a smaller one just to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, smaller. So now I figure out where and what I want to show. I think kind of like that. All right, I'm going to cut that out and run it through my machine. Now I will put this card together before I further embellish it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this to one of these. That just gives a little shadow. Now, this card is going to be fairly simple. I'm going to put this down, so I only need to glue like half of it for now. So it's going to go like that. Make sure it's straight. Could be angled, that's fine. Now I'm coming to the back, and I'm going to glue this circle just to give a little extra stability. You really don't need this portion, but I just want to have a thick flap. And I'm going to do the same with the Merry Christmas. Yeah, I want that kind of even. And then glue this portion on the back. Again, not really necessary. And you could even stamp something or put another image on the inside here if you wanted to. I'm just going to hold that down. Okay, going to use my blue stickles. Kind of same as I did yesterday. I'm going to just trace along the outline of the snow. Okay. And I need my silver gel pen. See if that works. Because he's got little buttons on his coat. And I'm going to silver gel pen them, because I'm going to put a rhinestone on top of them. All right. Got my little rhinestones here. And those, I think, are going to be perfect size. Yes, they will. So you really didn't need to color them. Pardon me. And I'm also going to take this blue Stickles, and there's little dots that the stamp put on here of like snow falling. Now I could just sprinkle this. I don't want to sprinkle it, so I am just adding a little bit of glitz and glimmer to that. And then I'm going to get some silver sequins. It needs sequins. All right, I'm pretty sure I want to put a sequin up here, and I think I might want 2 sequins there. 2 sequins there. Do I want one up there? I don't know. Okay, that's my sequins placement. Might look kind of strange, but I think that's what I want to go with. So I just want this to be a fairly straightforward, easy to make card today. And I'm going to move that one over there. And I lost the little cap. Put it down here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, get my pickup pen, and that's not in its location, so I will use my tweezers. I want to get the sequins as flat as I can. Okay, that's my card for today. Just a very simple but cute Christmas card. And once that Stickles dries, that will be really shiny and sparkly. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.